right, with this West 2 Facebook Live update, I'm Chief Meteorologist Tony Manolfi. Hope you guys are having a good Friday night. We're at the weekend. We've got a lot going on down in the tropics, a couple things to watch here. Chances are growing that we will see some development here in the tropics either this weekend or early next week. And then from there, the possibilities are abound. We'll get to that here in just a second. Let me go ahead and switch this on over here. Take you right to the tropics. You can see there's a look at the area of interest that is going to be down there in the Caribbean, and low pressure just now starting to come to life there in the south or the southwestern Caribbean. Chances now for development in the next 2 days up to 40%. Chances over the next week are now actually up to 80%. So again, chances are going up, and we think it won't be very long before we have an invest, a second one, which would be Invest 97 down in the Caribbean here before you know it. So we'll continue to update you on that. Now, let's talk about the possibilities here and what the global models are doing and what they're kind of hinting at. And you can see there's pretty good agreement that something's going to develop, head towards Kingston, then curl back towards Havana there as we go through this weekend and early next week. And the waters are warm, so we're going to have to watch to see how this all plays out as we go through the upcoming weekend and early next week. Now, most of the models have a fairly weak feature there, but you know, the GFS is a little bit stronger tonight, so we'll have to watch the trends on this going forward. And then once it gets into the Gulf, it's wide open on where this could head as of right now. Some go, GFS is kind of shied away from Texas now, leaning more towards Louisiana with the 18Z run. Other model runs are just now coming on in. But the majority of them are in the north or the northeastern Gulf of Mexico. Again, most of the models are developing a weak system. I want to make that very clear, and this will be something we have to watch. So, what is going to what are the factors in play here? This is a complex scenario, it's a complex weather pattern, and when we take a look at the early November pattern, our high is getting a boost to the east, complements of this southward advancing cold front. Which is going to essentially kick the high out, which is no longer protecting Florida. And then the lows will kind of congeal into one, becoming that primary low there, probably south of Havana, and then into the Gulf of Mexico. Now, that front is going to help to steer this thing eventually, whether it's northeast or due north. It depends on the speed of that front and how long it takes to kind of steer things. Now, I will say this. When you look at November storms and where they go, they've never gone to Texas. They've scraped the coast of Louisiana there, but never really quite made it to landfall there. So historically speaking, you look at Florida, there's a far better chance for things to head our way than into the northwestern Gulf of Mexico. Now, I'm not saying it can't go that way, but chances are that it's not. All right. If you're like me, you're tired of this hurricane season, you want it to end, and that's going to be about 29 days from now. So there you have it. Somebody was asking about the water temperatures. Pardon me. Here's a look at what we have. We got warm water. There's no doubt about that right now. Those waters in the Caribbean are warm, and they're still warm in the central and the southern Gulf of Mexico. So that's another thing that we're going to have to watch and consider here as we watch this thing evolve. You know, the fronts, historically speaking, would come in and prevent this from coming into the Gulf. But this has been an odd year. We've only had one front really come in, so it leaves the door wide open for a lot of different things. Now, let's take a look at the European raw. Here's a look at what we have. You can see there's the euro. Goes around Kingston, near Havana, and then into Louisiana. The latest GFS has a feature that goes eastern tip of Kingston over Cuba and then curls back towards the west with another one right behind it, as you can see right there. So the GFS has a kind of a 1-2 punch with the main piece of energy headed towards Louisiana. So, and then another piece potentially coming at South Florida and weakening on approach. And the third piece coming through the Leeward Islands. So a lot to watch here. We'll continue to do that. I think the first step is to see what develops in the Caribbean. There's the GFS and the Euro. Pretty good agreement there. The GFS is obviously more developed than the Euro. The Euro's not even showing on up. Again, for those of you that don't know, the next named storm is Patty. And then if there's a second one behind that, it would be Raphael. So there you go. Isabel, I'm doing good. Amen is right, Janice. So that is, again, that is a look at the potential scenarios. So latest global models in a good agreement in the Caribbean, near Cuba, and then they kind of diverge once they get into the Gulf of Mexico. So lots of things to watch here. Nothing's developed yet. That broad low is just now starting to develop in the Southern Caribbean. And likely by tomorrow, we will have an invest. So there we go. Jessica Leonard, you're correct. Teresa, not all done yet. Not all done yet. We'll have to wait and see what we got here. 7-day forecast. Oh, excuse me. There's your 7-day. You can see there's Saturday. Showers around. Now, Wednesday, Thursday, we'll have to wait and see if there's a chance for some thunderstorms as we watch the tropics. Potentially some of that energy could break off and head our way. What's the time? Mid to late next week, Wednesday through Friday-ish, somewhere in there. Friday, says Janice. Tina, good to have you, my friend. Thanks for popping in and saying hi. The other story is we've got some rain around, and there will be some showers lingering this upcoming weekend. Let me kind of do some local stuff here. And then we'll wrap it on up on a Friday night, make it quick, simple, and easy here. A couple light sprinkles there near Leesburg, near Lake Pennsauken. A couple sprinkles there near UCF. A couple sprinkles near Point Siena, St. Cloud, and Celebration. So that's one of the things that we're going to be watching here. The weekend, here you go. Tiffany Brienne, good to have you. Always appreciate you popping in, girl. Thanks for saying hi. Miss Suni Jefferson. Jackie Pampa. There's Saturday, a few showers around. Sunday, a few showers around. Temps are going to be mild, 80 to 85. Yeah, Justin, we saw that on the radar. No, Carrie, no need to be nervous. We're just going to watch this. Leave for Maine tomorrow. Going to miss my... we got you. We'll keep you, Miss World Travel, that you can always get the update from us anywhere in the world just by watching us on Facebook Live. That's the beauty of us doing these things, which is nice. All right, so there's tomorrow, 80-85. Just joining, it's my buddy Tony, Laura, Ricardo, and Tabby Freeburn, Betsy Clark. So there's a look. Seminoles look good up there in Tallahassee. Couple showers around for the game tomorrow against the Knights. Couple events going on this weekend. We have Greek Fest, a few showers around, nothing major. Certainly not a washout. I will go over the tropics one more time because I see we have a couple newbies that have just popped in. Susan, Shamela Ward still. Good to have you guys. Fiesta in the Park looking good, although a few sprinkles out there. And then next week, Chrissy Sotos. Chrissy's in the house. There we go. Don't forget, you guys know my motto, sharing is caring. The more people we can reach by you guys sharing, the more people we can put in the weather notes. So there's Monday, Tuesday. Next front arrives, kind of slows down. There's our tropical feature coming in to the Gulf of Mexico. Again, that feature now, for those of you that just joined us, low pressure is just now beginning to develop. Gradual development if possible over the weekend. Could be a TD late this weekend or early next week. The next named storm is going to be Patty, Mary Richard, Ginger Kamen, Anna Milan, Brian Keller, Nancy Cruz Garcia. So latest global models. do indeed pull this to Kingston, hug the south coast of Cuba, and then into the Gulf of Mexico. Varying scenarios, though, in the Gulf of Mexico, because as this high slides in, it's going to displace the high. It's going to allow for whatever that comes out of the Caribbean to slide into the Gulf of Mexico, then potentially the northeastern Gulf of Mexico or Florida. So that's what we're going to be watching here going forward. Plenty of time to watch it. No need to worry. Through Election Day, we're good to go. But, of course, we'll be feeding you updates over the weekend and up to Election Day on whatever may potentially come our way down the road. All right, quick look at the national. Here's what we got. We got some cold air across the U.S.-Canadian border. It's much warmer down to the south. We've got a lot of snow now out west and through the upper Midwest right there. And if you want some really cold air, check this out. Tennessee, yes. Thank you, Thomas. Aaron Sponabon, Elizabeth Haught. Look at this cold air. It is 3 above in Inuvik, 23 Fairbanks, 16 Yellowknife, teens and 20s in Canada. That cold air has not been able to come south in a big chunk yet. A little bit unusual there. Cancun, 77. Santo Domingo, 77. Bogota, 57. Asuncion, Paraguay, 79. Buenos Aires, 79. Punta Arenas, 41. Cape Town coming in at 63. Bangui, 73. Kwargla, 66. Rabat, Morocco, 59. Cairo, Egypt, 68. Freezing now in Oslo, 45 in Moscow. Freezing in Surgut. Bratsk, 21. Yakutsk is 2 degrees below zero. Beijing is at 50. Tokyo is at 61. Manila is at 86. Down under, getting hot now. 93 in Alice Springs. You betcha, Betsy. Oh, Tom. Should have put a negative in front of that. You would have nailed it. It is 57 Hobart Airport and over towards Hawaii. We're in the upper 70s and the middle 80s. So again, big story tonight. Chances are growing for something to develop here in the southern or southwestern Caribbean. You can see chances now up to 80% over the next 7 days and 40% for development in the next 48 hours. All right, I am going to wrap it up here. It's going to be a shorter one for tonight because it's Friday, and I know you fine folks want to get back to your normal routine, but there's a 7-day. If you're looking for some cold air, not here. You're going to have to fly out of town, up north, 83 to 85. Look at those overnight lows, tropical-esque. Monday through Friday in the 70s for lows. All right, gang, I'm going to rock and roll, let you guys do your thing. Guys, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Of course, we'll keep you posted on any developments over the weekend with our feature there in the Caribbean. And I'll see you tonight at 10 on the CW18 and, of course, again at 11 on West 2 News. Have a great night, great weekend. And as always, thanks for popping in, saying hi, and chatting with us for a little bit. Ta-ta.